Hi. The truth, I feel like crap, okay? So hopefully the sun is going down and hopefully I've planned this correctly because I feel like crap, but nobody cares how I feel. I have a challenge to complete and I'm going to complete the challenge. And since I've had my YouTube page, there's been a couple of times where I have not been feeling well and it didn't stop me. I still made videos, I still released, I still recorded, I still did all of those things. So here I am, taking care of business. And if I pause, if I start coughing, I will edit out the coughs because that's going to sound really weird with my microphone. But other than that, this is just what it is. This is day 27. I am so close to the finish line. I am like in the fourth quarter on the 5-yard line. This is third down. It's like, are you going to give up or are you going to keep going? We all should know by now I'm going to keep going, but I just don't feel well. So if my energy's low, I'm sorry, but I have a mission to complete. I'm going to complete the mission because if I don't do anything else, I complete goals. That is one thing I do for sure. So if you are new here, February challenge, every day in February, I have hit record at, as of today, 27 different locations. And what I do is I just go on YouTube. Or go on my YouTube, look at my analytics and whatever topic is coming up. It's a topic I talk about. And I just saw a random person walking and I'm literally in a random area. So that caught my attention. So if you see me kind of paying attention to what's going on over here, it's just because I just saw that. And that's what we're going to do. So don't forget to the like button. Did I already say that? I don't really know what's going on, but I'm here to record and that is what I'm going to do. So having said that, let me look up the topics that are supposed to be for today and see what we've got. All right, so here we are. All right, NFL press conferences today, NFL playoff interceptions, okay, Vols football recruiting news. Very cool to see a new team there. 2022 Panini Contenders football. 2022 Panini Contenders football. Are those trading cards? Is that what that is? Are those trading cards? Now I'm going to have to research that. Is that topic trading cards? And why does 2022 keep coming up? What is going on in 2022? Or what am I not clocking in my brain that happened in 2022 that keeps causing this to come up? I am also watching the sun actually. The sun has already set and now the sun is falling. And so this is pretty interesting. My head feels like it's floating. I don't know what I'm actually doing. I hope this video turns out okay because anyways, okay. 2022, I want to know why 2022 keeps popping up. What am I missing about 2022 that I wasn't aware of before? I don't really know. Okay. College football analysis. Interesting, very broad. NFL highlights today, all games. There's no NFL highlights today, all games. There's no games. Latest championship transfer news. That's super weird. Okay. NFL successful onside kicks. Okay. What happened to football daily? I don't know what that is. Louisiana Football Magazine. Interesting. Best individual performances football. Controversial referee decisions. None of these are speaking to me. None of these topics do I think I could talk about for longer than even 1 minute. My stomach is starting to hurt. So, okay, none of these topics are speaking to me. I'll be real here. The only topics right now that would probably speak to me is if it was like Steelers football 2025 or 2026 or something that I can very easily think of, because right now when your head is floating, it's like I can't even wrap my brain around this. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do is what I did before. I just heard a noise, sorry. What I'm going to do is what I did before, and I am going to just address each topic. No, I am going to address each topic and then just make a video, and the video is going to be about each topic. I hope for the final day of the series, I have better topics. I don't even know what a better topic would be at this point. The only team I actually haven't talked about in this series exclusively are my Steelers. And I think that that's super weird that they're not popping up. But hey, we all know I'll make plenty of videos in them in the off season. I go live to talk about them every week. So there's that. All right, so let's do this. So NFL press conference today. I have no idea what happened in an NFL press conference today. I know a couple of days ago they were talking about rule changes. The combine is happening. I don't know, though, anything that's happened. I've been trying to lay low so that I don't really know much of anything, so that when I actually start to research stuff, I'm going to set this down because I want to set this down. So I don't really know. NFL press conferences today. I don't have anything for that one. So NFL press conference today. I did hear, I don't think it was today though, but I did hear something about them talking about giving extra draft picks to people who, giving extra draft picks to people who hired minority coaches or something like that. The fact that people have to be bribed to hire minority coaches is a bigger issue. I think that happened in a press conference. I also saw a clip of a guy who didn't know who the Steelers coach was. So that was pretty cool. I'll consider that an NFL press conference because I think that was a combine interview. I don't know when I saw that. It just came across my feed. So he didn't know that Mike McCarthy was the coach of the Steelers. He was still talking about Mike Tomlin, which shout out to Coach T. Okay, so NFL playoff interceptions. Oh, NFL playoff interceptions. Hello, James Harrison's 99-yard NFL playoff interception return for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. I mean, duh. That's the one that's the most important. So shout out to James Harrison and that return for a touchdown against the Arizona Cardinals in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl for that matter. I can't think of any other ones that are sticking out to me. I'm going to pick this up. This wasn't a good idea. So, because I can't see it because I have a headache. So I'm kind of looking, I'm like, what does it say? So let me just pick it up. Okay. So I did the NFL press conference. I did the NFL interceptions. Vols football recruiting news. I don't really know much about Tennessee when it comes to recruiting. I know that Boo Carter went to Colorado because obviously I cheer for Colorado. So I know that that's going on. I think that Staub left Colorado, went to Tennessee. I don't know. I don't have much about Tennessee recruiting news. Tennessee is going to be an interesting team for me this year. And my Texas Longhorns play them. Hook 'em. Shameless plug for my Texas Longhorns. So then we have college football analysis. I feel like I have, in this series, I have analyzed college football so much that a lot of people are like, do you even like college football? And it's like, I do. I love college football. There's just a lot of things that they could do better. And it's very simple. So my college football analysis is we've lost the plot, and it's now become more than ever. It's become more about money and people making decisions. And I think that that's unfortunate. And I think that it's impacting the game of football. I also feel as though the way teams are constructed these days, there's now construction happening over here. I don't know if you can hear it. I also think the way that teams are constructed these days is getting a little interesting. So yeah, college football is at an interesting place right now. NFL highlights today, all games. There's actually no NFL highlights today because there's no games that are happening. I believe there's an 18-wheeler coming. So if you hear that, I'm sorry. Latest championship transfer news. I don't even know. I mean, I guess latest championship transfer news would be anybody that's transferring from Indiana because they are the champions. So latest champion transfer news. So shout out to Indiana. I don't think of anything. Again, I've already talked about Indiana before in a video. Maybe that person that I was like, there's a random person walking and I'm going to pay very close attention to him. Maybe that is what he was doing, is he was walking back to where his 18-wheeler was parked so that he could drive it. But nobody's here to really hear me talk about that, so I'll leave that where it's at. So Indiana transfer news, latest championship transfer news. I mean, I've talked about Indiana. They're the champions. I also talked about Miami. There's not really any big transfer news that I haven't already talked about, so I'll just kind of leave that where it's at. I do want to know what's happening with Nick Marsh's. They said they were going to review something because he had like the betting app on his phone. We never heard anything back. So I guess that means we're just going to act like it didn't happen. So, okay, cool. Got it. Understood. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. Got it. NFL successful onside kicks. One kick that I know was successful in the NFL. I mean, this year, my Steelers, Roman Wilson jumped whatever. So that was successful. But the first one that popped in my mind was actually the Saints and Colts in the playoffs in the was that the Super Bowl? I think it was the Super Bowl. So the Canes, the Colts and the Saints in the Super Bowl onside kick. I believe the Saints did the onside kick and they got the football in the Super Bowl. So that was pretty cool. What happened to Football Daily? I'm not sure what Football Daily is, so I wouldn't be able to answer that question. So I'll just leave that where it's at. Louisiana Football Magazine. Louisiana Football Magazine is kind of cool. I know in Texas we have, what is it called? Texas Monthly, Texas Weekly, or something like that. And so we have one like football season's about to kick back in and all those things. There's like a Texas, I think it's Dave Campbell's Texas Football or something like that. So Dave Campbell's, I don't really know, but Texas does that. So that's pretty cool because it tells you just like what's happening in your state. And so it tells you like if you don't have a football magazine where you're located, what it does is it's a magazine. It tells you all about your state as far as football goes. It talks about colleges, at least the Texas one does. It talks about all of the colleges. And then it also talks about some high school stuff. So it's really pretty cool. It's like all the information you can get about football really before football starts. It's actually a pretty cool thing. And then best individual performances football. I mean, obviously, I would probably have to look at who has records here. I mean, the obvious is sticking out to me. The first, as soon as I saw that, I thought about Barry Sanders. The other thing I thought about was Emmitt Smith. I remember watching Megatron play. There's been some amazing quarterback performances as well. The other thing, though, I feel like I know it says individual performances, but I remember watching the Giants defense in the Super Bowl. I remember watching the Denver Broncos defense in the Super Bowl, the Ravens defense in the Super Bowl, the Steelers defense in the Super Bowl. So yeah, I mean, individual performances, take it or leave it. And then controversial referee decisions. The very first thing that pops out in my mind is the Dez Bryant, did he or didn't he catch it? So Dez Bryant is my controversial football takes or thoughts or whatever. The other thing though could also be the other, oh, that doesn't sound annoying. If that sounds annoying, I'm going to watch it on playback and I'll cut it out. But I can't cut it out. So if I cut it, because I don't want to cut out, because you know, like sometimes you do stuff and people think that you cut more than you actually did. So I'm not going to cut it out. I'm just going to leave it. But the other controversial football thing was I was going to say Tom Brady and the tuck rule, because all of a sudden they got the rule and they were able to do what they needed to do. But then come to find out that's not even the rule anymore. So the tuck rule will always be something that I always point to there. Anyways, that's all I got for now. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what was your favorite topic. That was more of just like a run through football. And listen, this is day 27. So if day 27 is just me running through football and talking about random things, then that's just what I'm going to do, because I am one day from completing this challenge, and hopefully tomorrow I will feel better, because today ain't it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video.